Hello, everyone who's just joining us on Facebook. I will give you a minute or so to find us because I know a couple of you do rely on the live stream. And I'm going to bounce it over to my personal page real quick while we're waiting for some of you to join. Those of you who are here in the Zoom room with us, and even if you are watching us on Facebook here, please feel free to get comfortable. Most of the meditations I do can be done sitting down or lying down. So, whatever's feeling most appropriate for your body and your experience tonight, please feel free to respond. If you're here in the Zoom room, please do one final check to make sure that you're muted. So, good evening, everyone. I'm Jamie. I'll be leading our meditation tonight, and I have something that is rather on the deeper side prepared. So, in order to take this deep dive to exploring the source of the shame that may still be keeping you stuck, I want to make sure that we do a proper grounding first, because whenever meditations can have a tendency to go deep or can have a tendency to bring up a lot of feeling in you, on one hand, I feel it's a very good thing that feelings are nothing to be afraid of, and that really being able to feel them through is how we heal. Yet I also appreciate that most of us have been trained and scolded not to feel feelings, that feelings are bad, that our body can't be trusted, that our feelings will overwhelm us, etc., etc. And so, even though I'm going to give you an invitation to go deep with the meditation tonight, please know that what I give you, even as a meditation teacher, is suggestive only. You can always choose to return to one of these grounding anchors that we're going to establish if what I'm leading us through feels a little overwhelming for you in this moment. So, what I'll do is have us start, if you wish to respond, by just taking a nice organic stretch. Maybe bringing a breath along with it. Make a sound of letting go, and I will give you about 20 or 30 seconds here to move the body freely or not. Maybe your body's already saying stillness, I want stillness, or the body requires stillness. Well, perhaps there's some movement in the neck, some twisting, some side to side motions that would feel particularly nourishing. Let the body have those, and please keep breathing along the way. And then when that feels complete, allow yourself to come to a place of stillness, whether you are sitting down or lying down. And I would ask you, in whatever position you're in, to keep your eyes open, at least at first. As part of grounding for me is really scanning the space with your 5 major senses so that you know where your anchors are, so that you know I am here, I'm now, I'm present. If at any time the feeling that comes up during meditation can be a little overwhelming. So let's start by taking a look around your space and noticing what you see. Noticing colors, noticing shapes and textures. And then turn now to your ears, to your sense of hearing. Sometimes hearing is better felt as vibration. And after I stop talking, notice in this moment what you're hearing or what you're not hearing. It can be sounds outside of your space, like I'm hearing some birds right now, or it can be sounds inside your space. And then taking a breath and notice if there's a smell in your awareness right now, or maybe you have something nice nearby that you can smell. So you may choose to engage your sense of smell. For your sense of taste, you could maybe take a swallow and just notice the taste that's naturally in your mouth. Or if you have some water or some tea nearby, perhaps you take a sip. And just notice how you might describe the taste. And maybe take one more sip and notice if there's a sensation as the water or tea or coffee or other drink moves through your body. And then continuing to explore touch or sensation, perhaps touch your clothing if that feels available to you. Maybe there's an object nearby that you can touch. I like to hold rocks a lot. Perhaps you're covering yourself with a blanket. Maybe you have chapstick. Just anything that helps to engage touch sensation. You may also choose to press your feet into the ground. If there's a wall nearby you can touch, or touch your table. Really sense into these points of contact. And then of the 5 major senses that we just scanned, notice if there's 1, maybe 2, that are really strong for you. Like, I see this color wall and it's purple. And so if I'm ever doubting where I am in any given moment, I can look at this purple wall. I can hold this rock. I can take a sip of my water. And whatever sense is strongest for you may vary person to person. It's just important that we have what are called these anchors that you feel you can return to at any time if you're feeling overwhelmed by the practice. So the inspiration for the meditation tonight is one of my absolute favorite quotes, favorite teachings, and I'm teaching on this tomorrow at a major conference, so I thought I would share a little bit of what I'm going to be sharing tomorrow with my satsang family here tonight. And I know a lot of us who attend this satsang and meeting are people who are in recovery, and so this idea of shame, this concept of shame, is something that can really affect us and keep us stuck. And there's a lot of definitions out there about shame, and this one is without a doubt my favorite explanation of what shame is. And this is from an author who's no longer with us named Anais Nin. Shame is the lie that someone told you about yourself. Shame is the lie that someone told you about yourself. Shame is the lie that someone told you about yourself. So even as you receive those words, if you have a visual view of the screen right now to see them, the question I'm going to ask you, and I invite you not to overanalyze it, just notice what that gut level, that visceral level is giving you. And what is one of the lies about yourself that you may still be carrying, that may still be keeping you stuck? And a lot of us have very big lies that we carry, like, I'm not good enough, I'm never going to make it, I'm a loser, I'll never stay sober, I'm too fat. And those are just some examples. What is coming up for you as I ask you this question? What are one of the lies about yourself that someone who probably never really knew you tried to have you believe? Or maybe it's a lie that you've just picked up from this thing called living. In a lot of the cultures that we live, where we're taught that feelings are bad and that our bodies can't be trusted. What is one of the lies that may still be keeping you stuck? And now I'd ask you to scan your body from head to toe. Take a breath and notice where you may be experiencing any tension or any sensation in your body around that lie. Is it all over, or is it one place in your body that just may feel a certain way? When you notice that lie. And so, my friends, what would the opposite of that lie be? So if what you're holding is, I'm not good enough, what's the natural opposite? I am good enough. If you're holding a message like, I'm ugly, what's the opposite of that? I'm beautiful. And even if you don't believe it, I'm going to invite us to work with the power of intention tonight as we come into a little mini yoga nidra style meditation here. So what is it you would like to believe instead of the lie? And I'd like you to hold that in your awareness. If it helps to bring a hand to your heart or to that place in your body where you may be holding on to the lie. And now I'd like you to say the new message to yourself 3 times as if it were already true. And hold that truth in your awareness. And if it helps, perhaps visualize planting it like a seed in a garden that exists for you. And now, if it's comfortable enough, begin to deepen your breath. You may close your eyes or leave them open. Both are permissible. And as you breathe in, know that you're breathing in. And as you breathe out, know that you're breathing out. And on your next inhale, feel the stomach begin to expand and continue that expansion up into the chest. And then on the exhale, if it's available, pucker your mouth as if you're about to exhale through a straw. And let it go. Inhale deeply. Notice the expansion in the physical body. And then exhale, puckering the lips, releasing the air. And try this as many times as you can, modifying if you need, until I ask you to stop. And now resume normal breathing. Notice what you notice. And now we'll continue working with the physical body with some deliberate tension and release. If you have any conditions where you can't have undue pressure on your head, please don't hold as tightly as you might see me holding, and always keep your breath flowing, even if we might hold the physical clench. So whether you're sitting or lying down, begin by clenching your shoulders up towards your ears and feeling a little bit of that exaggerated tension, holding it, and then release. And after you release, letting the body respond in any natural way, maybe wiggling or shaking something loose. And on the next round, we'll bring the deliberate tension into our fists. So taking an inhale, clenching the fists, and holding, and then let it go. And now bringing tension into your whole lower body now, squeezing through the buttocks and hips and legs, and even into your feet. And hold it here for about 3 seconds. And then release, let it go. And once more, wiggling the body, if that feels appropriate in response. And then settling into stillness. Noticing the sense of stillness following the movement. And let yourself to begin to deeply rest. No expectations of who you have to be. Or what you have to do. Once more, my friends, scan your body from head to toe. And from your toes up to your head, and notice if there are any places physically or emotionally that are calling for your attention. And then send the breath there. If it helps you to visualize the breath as a color, a very healing color. For you folks who are more visual, let that happen. Or maybe you can just sense into the healing power of breath, or this life force we carry with breath. And let that healing life force move how and where it needs in the physical body. And with every breath, imagine the life force deepening, becoming more radiant, more powerful. And allow yourself to settle into the healing cradle of this life force. And in this cradle of deep awareness, once again, bring up your intention, the statement of truth about the self that you would like to believe. And hold it in your heart. And now, as I repeat or as I state the following affirmations, I invite you, if you choose to accept them, to receive these affirmations into your whole body, into your whole self. I am complete and whole, just as I am. Everything I need for deep healing exists within me. My heart, my body, my soul, my mind work together for my greatest good. I am already that truth that I wish to believe. Now allow your breath to begin to rise to the surface of your awareness. And let that breath gently help you to bring some physical sensation or movement back into the body while also staying deeply connected to this place of awareness and truth that you may have experienced. And then if those small movements wish to become big movements, let that happen. If the closed eyes wish to open, let that happen. And even as you're beginning to reanimate the physical body here, stay connected to that intention. Maybe say it to yourself 2 or 3 more times as we're coming out of our formal meditation period. And if you're lying down, perhaps you roll onto one side if you haven't already, and then taking your time propping yourself up to sitting. And before we do our discussion here in the Zoom space, I invite you to once again reground, especially if you're feeling a little uncertain, maybe a little floaty after that meditation. Find your grounding anchors in your space and make contact with them. And thank you to those of us who are joining us on Facebook. Looks like we had 9 people tonight through most of this. Thank you. This replay will be available indefinitely on the Institute for Creative Mindfulness site. I just dropped into the comments the Zoom link where many of us are meeting here in the Zoom room. We do not do the discussion on Facebook. Facebook's just the meditation. But any Thursday night at 6:30 Eastern, if you'd like to join us for the discussion post-meditation, you're certainly welcome to. Jai Bhagwan, everyone.